Hey there, Jeff Heyman here. We are about to get to the video. Before we get to the video though, I'd like to welcome you to click the link in the description. It's the first link you're going to see right down below. And it's going to take you to a page that's going to show you the exact system that I'm currently using to make thousands of dollars every single month and work from home full time. This is the exact same system that allowed me to go ahead and quit my 9 to 5 in early 2018. Since then, I've been living the work from home lifestyle, and it's been fantastic. I've got hundreds of students doing the same thing. Overall in this system, literally there are thousands of people that are using this to make a fantastic monthly income. And the exciting part about this is that it is super affordable to get started. We're talking about $12 that you can turn into an income that can literally help you make as much money as you want. The sky is the limit here. So it doesn't matter if you're on a tiny budget or you've got a lot of money. It doesn't matter. You can get started here, and I'm going to show you at the link below how to leverage just $12 and turn that into thousands of dollars per month. So I'll see you at the link, and now let's go ahead and get to the video.
Hi, my name's Alex Copeland and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team, and this is our course Ecom Profits. Now, we know that e-commerce is a great way to make some money online, and you might well know what type of e-commerce you want to get into, and now you know some solutions that you can use to sell that stuff online. Now, depending on what option you've chosen, you might have ready-made templates or ready-made designs for you. But regardless of whether you have those or not, we need to make sure that we understand exactly how important design is when it comes to e-commerce. Now, you can have a lot of fun with different designs, but the end objective is always to sell more items. It's always to get higher conversions. This means you need to think really carefully about the layout and design of your site, or the theme that you choose if they're provided for you. The ultimate goal of any online store is to encourage people to buy things from you, and this comes down to a few design choices. The layout. Think of your online store as you would a brick and mortar one. Okay, there aren't as many moving parts and it's not quite as complicated, but the same basic concepts come into play. You want people to come through the front door and then browse your products and buy as many of them as you possibly can get them to. The way you do this online is with your front page and the way that your categories etc. are set out. It's all down to basic psychology. You can influence the decisions of your buyers just as easily online as you could with a physical store. And here's a few of the things to keep in mind. Security and looking professional. As we mentioned earlier in this course, there are still some people that are a little bit dubious about spending money online, but these are getting less and less as time goes on. But the fact is they're still out there, and you don't want to give them any reason to not want to buy something from your store. You need to ensure that your site looks official and trustworthy at all times, which is why it's very important to have a good looking design that makes you look professional and trustworthy. If your store has a load of typos or is out of date or has a low resolution image that's just blocky and horrible for a logo, then it's going to make people doubt whether you're going to fulfill your promise of selling them something, and they'll leave without getting their wallets out. Another way to get people secure in ordering with you is to read other people's reviews. Now, you might be thinking that people only leave bad reviews, but that's down to you making sure that your shop is doing exactly what it should and keeping your customers happy. Okay, yes, you might get a couple of bad reviews from people. You can't really help that, but overall, having reviews will have a positive impact and people will see them and buy from you knowing that other people have been happy with the process. Negative reviews aren't all bad though. They also give you a chance to get feedback on what you've been doing wrong, and you can answer your customers so that people can see that you actually care about what you're doing. Easy checkout. Another barrier for people buying things from you is how difficult it is to check out. Look at Amazon. They have a one-click system. You can literally click a button and it orders, buys it and ships it to you with one click of the mouse. Now, I'm not saying you need to mimic Amazon because there's a good chance you don't have the technology or the money to do so, but it does prove that the easier it is, the more you're going to sell. You might want your customer to create an account so that they get the stock and you have all their details. And this is a good practice because you need to know where to deliver and all that sort of stuff. But there's also something to be said for being able to check out as a guest. The more streamlined you can make the process and the simpler it is, the more people are going to add to cart and then pay for it and check out. Point of sale. When you walk into a store, you will very often see cheap products as you're queuing up to pay for your item, which you then throw into the trolley and don't really think about it. This is a very deliberate psychological trick to get you to put more things into your basket before you leave the store. The idea behind this is that people are already in the buying process. They've already chosen something and picked it up, and they're on their way to the checkout. So you're offering them more things while you know they're in that buying mood. Up to the point of buying something, they were just browsers. But now you have them as buyers, it's the time to do these sort of marketing methods. When it comes to online selling, your queue is actually your checkout page. So this is where you offer additional extras or upgrades for a small fee. And you'll find that you make a lot more money from the same people visiting and buying things from your store. Colours. The colour scheme that you use on your store is also very important because different colours provoke different emotions. It can affect different people in different ways. Not everyone's the same, but ultimately a colour creates a certain emotional state. For example, the colours red and orange can make people feel impatient or a little bit angry and can even make them feel uncomfortable or rushed. However, as much as you don't want this to be the entire experience of your store, it can be used to your advantage as well. Have you ever noticed that a lot of fast food chains use a lot of red in their logos and in their seating areas? Now this is actually deliberate to make people feel a little bit uncomfortable about spending too long eating. That way they can get a higher turnover of customers. It's also well known that if you colour your buy buttons red, then they're much more likely to get clicked than if you don't. Obviously, you don't always want to make people feel uncomfortable, and colours work in other ways too. For example, relaxing colours like blues will make people more relaxed and more likely to leisurely explore your site. Another thing to try and make sure you can do is to have colours that allow to have contrast. This means you can make things pop out of your site that you want people to take notice of, and without contrasting colours, this just isn't possible.